Go ahead.
Oh, they were hosting a
Wait,
live about the trans men being what?
lesbians, right?
Yes. Oh, so then there was a was it only Blanco up there that was the trans man?
It was no other trans men who went up there, but Blanco was the only one who had a different opinion.
Perspective.
And
Yeah.
the people who had an opinion that agreed with them, they didn't silence him. They didn't silence Sammy. So
Right.
it was like basically they were silencing the trans
Oh,
men
Right.
who didn't agree with them, right?
Exactly. And they wanted me up there, but once I saw that, I was like, to do what? Silence me? I'm not going up there. Like, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm more than happy to have a conversation. But the way that Atlantic likes to put that particular conversation, particular, it's almost putting us against each other. And that's not the fucking approach that we should have to that topic.
Right. First of all,
Our
it should be
reactions to that topic and the way we come about it, and it's a very different perspective, and we acknowledge that it's going to be in a different perspective because we live life differently and the world sees us differently. That does not invalidate us, though. We can hold both spaces. And I think, though, and specifically why I get mad at Atlantic doing it is because she's acting like we don't want to be trans. Like, all of a sudden, we're negating who they are, like they are as trans women. That is not the fact. But the fact that we say we don't want a part of this and we're allowing people to be who they are, all of a sudden is at complete odds to the conversation for some reason. And I don't get that. I don't get it.
yeah, and then Auntie Water just played a whole video where she openly admits when Auntie Water claimed that silencing other trans people and not letting any of them speak. She's verbatim said, "I don't care."
Right.
A cis person, a cis
Right.
straight person, not even part of the LGBT at all. And
she
Atlantic is
claims to be
protecting her.
bisexual, but she's the kind of person who uses her identities to shield her problematic behavior.
Yeah.
And so like there are people in her group that I've watched over time like claim to be non-binary or claim to be this or claim to be that when it suited
The
their
easy ones.
when it suited when it was appropriate to defend themselves from from being accused of being transphobic, which I find just the height of dishonesty
Yeah.
and bad faith.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Lady P. We done had our issues. We done gone back and forth. I have called her transphobic, him transphobic. This bitch ain't never sat up here and said, "Well, I can't be transphobic because I'm non-binary."
Right.
Not one time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just
Literally
find that so
non-binary now.
I just find that so fucking dishonest when people who have never had any kind of trans identity before, all of a sudden they're trans or they don't disclose
Suddenly
because
you're
they
not.
don't want to take
Come on,
accountability
lady.
for their transphobic behavior. And
Right.
that's
Lady boy is
disgusting.
non-binary now.
No, bitch, I said say what you want about Lady
Oh, okay,
P.
I'm about to
Lady
say.
boy Kai.
Yeah, stop that.
Keep
Stop
your
it.
keep your
But
personal
he has
beef
never done that. Like he has
alone.
never done that, and I have accused him of being transphobic on a number of occasions. He has never come out with his defense as being, "Oh no, I'm not." Like people literally change their identities on this app
Yeah. Well, the
when
fact
they
that
are
she didn't
accused
even
of being
disclose, I'm like,
transphobic.
what is the
I don't
problem with
disclose this
disclosing?
crazy word.
I'm like,
That
Oh,
is
so you're
crazy word.
so
heterosexual? I
you
don't
can't disclose
disclose.
that we're trans, but we can. Like,
So
all of
you
a
so
sudden you're
you
special and you
feel
can't say shit.
entitled. You
Right.
feel entitled to censor yourself in trans
Right.
conversation.
But when we
You,
ask you
you,
if you
you're,
are,
you're
now you're
such a
feeling
fucking
affronted.
advocate, but you don't disclose?
Right.
Bitch,
And
hold the
then when
Right.
we
fuck on.
ask you about
And
it, you
and
feel affronted, like you're aghast that we even fucking asked you that you're trans. Like, bitch, what the fuck?
No, we get to ask you that. We get to ask you if you're trans, if you are speaking in our spaces, in our communities, in our
Hold on,
issues.
wait. You
Absolutely.
can't be an advocate without disclosing.
well, apparently in Atlantic, because then she's like, well, why
No.
does it matter if they're
How are
trans or
you an
not?
advocate? How are you an advocate for
Which is
trans folks
crazy.
and you talking about you don't disclose your trans identity? Are you
No,
serious?
and I
Can a
Oh, you
advocate.
don't
DL
disclose
can a
any identity for that
would
matter.
you accept a DL man advocating for gay rights?
Hell
That ain't
no.
my business. I don't know. I'm not a gay dude.
Would you accept
All
it?
right, so
Would
you
you
seem
accept it?
indifferent. Let's not.
But that's not for me to accept because I'm not a gay dude. I don't.
Oh, okay. I bet you I wouldn't. I bet you I would say, how can you advocate for a group
But you're in the
when
closet.
you have so much internalized
That
transphobia that you can't even that you
I don't
can't
think
even
it's
be openly
internalized. I
trans.
just think that it's not
You're not
anyone's
openly
business.
trans. You're talking about I don't
I'm
disclose.
not. It's
So,
nobody's business but mine. That's my story to
bitch, we
tell.
know. We know already, honey.
Okay,
The
No,
dang.
but
jig
when
is
Okay,
the
up.
hold
when
on.
when
You
it
don't gotta
comes
call
to
me no bitch. Hold
but when
on.
it comes to the
The jig is up
conversation
here.
and literally
Hold
the
on. You don't
backdrop
gotta
are
call me no
trans.
bitch. Let's relax.
Oh
Hold on
Thank
a
wait.
you.
second, girl.
Oh, girl.
You
Okay.
also just butting into the conversation. You like to do that
What's wrong
too.
Who
with
did I call?
discussing? What are we talking
Okay,
about?
we're
We're
friends.
talking
We're
about the damn
friends.
fucking live. The fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't understand.
So
Why
we're
are we
giving
getting
you context.
hostile?
We're saying if this cis one comes up and the backdrop is literally are trans men lesbians, and we're asking, are you trans or not? Because we want to identify whether you fucking should be having this conversation. It shouldn't be weird to like be like, why are you not disclosing that? This has
Okay,
nothing to do with
well, okay,
reality.
okay. In that
TikTok is
sense,
its
that
own
makes sense.
edifice. You know what I
In
mean?
that
Like
sense,
it's
that
not
makes
like
sense. Okay.
she's not like a
Yeah.
content creator. So like, why I don't get it. She's like everybody everyday people like us.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That when you put it
specifically
like
asked
that,
if she
yes, that
was
makes a lot
trans
of sense.
because she was trying to invoke her bisexuality
Right.
as a defense
Right.
against me telling her that she was transphobic. And so she was like, why are you saying I'm straight? I'm bi.
Vote Latina. Latina. Vote Latina.
Damn.
Latina.
Yeah,
Sister.
babe.
Oh, you got an echo,
She's so
baby.
Yeah, she's
no, we have to
going
mute
Damn.
you.
sister.
Sister.
She is so funny. I love her. What I
Sister, what's
wanted to
going
say,
on?
sorry, what I wanted to say, Wada, that you mentioned, I too was watching how like so Meta was digging into Mars a lot in a way that like she was instigating Mars to kind of fight back, and when then
Thank you,
Mars clapped
sister.
back, then she wants to say that he's being racist. She's being racist, and
What?
I really thought that that was really fucked up.
How is Mars racist? What the fuck?
Like
What?
I've
They be grasping.
never
I
like
They
swear.
really do.
you
No
when
shade.
somebody is literally coming at you and they're coming at you for being who you are, for saying it, they're telling you to shut up, that you don't know anything, that blah 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 blah, and you clap back, and then you get called a name like a title that's not even belonging to what the fuck. Like if you call me out of my name, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say to you. I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck. And
Oh
for she was
my.
weaponizing that, and to the point that even Mimi jumped in, and she even thought that was really going on, and we had to tell Mimi, that's not what's going on. But you know, when you do that and you fan that flame, and people are coming in and out, that's what they think. So then they had a completely different interpretation of this person that we hang out all the time, and we know not to be that way. That is dangerous. That is dangerous.
Not you clapping.
Sometimes I get excited and I gotta clap to accentuate.
Felt.
Clap, clap, clap. Thank you,
Clap, clap,
Amore.
clap.
Y'all, I'm about half hour out from finishing my goal. Let's go. Let's
Fuck
Let's
go.
that
Four
goal.
go.
Fuck that
more.
goal.
Let's
Four more
Get
go.
this bitch
lipsticks.
upside down. Let's
Let
go.
me
Fuck
see if
that
I
goal.
can
Let's go,